As much as I would like to get started right now, I must introduce our etiquette specialist, Mr. Travis Bubble, who seems to be a little bit late. Anyway, I've invited him to come speak about the importance of good manners. Excuse me. You're late. Here's Mr. Bubble. I'm Travis. I'm gonna teach you about manners today. First off, it's absolutely unacceptable to be late. Secondly, cover your mouth when you cough or sneeze. Also, when you're speaking to people, stand up straight, smile, and stay still, especially when you're giving a speech. Also, don't have your cell phone on when talking to people. These are the most basic rules that everybody has to follow. And if you don't... Oh, it's my buddy Mike. Shh! Mike, you know I'm giving a speech right now? Yeah, it is about having good manners. What, you got a problem with that, huh? Oh, so no, I'm the one people won't listen to because I'm being a hypocrite. Sheesh, whatever. They'll listen to me. What? I have nothing to say. I have to say that presentation was not convincing at all. Nobody would have appreciated that, and it is truly frustrating to deal with hypocrites. By a show of hands, how many of you would have actually listened to Mr. Bubble and taken his message seriously? Exactly, not many of you would. It is certain that people like Mr. Bubble need to improve, but we have fallen into a trap. The trap of a logical fallacy called an ad hominem fallacy. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you, but if you did not raise your hand, what you did was wrong. Mr. Bubble's message was right the whole time. Yes, it is true that we should pay attention to our manners. However, you subconsciously attacked Mr. Bubble by accusing him of hypocrisy. Your brain fell for the ad hominem fallacy. Ad hominem, spelled AD space HOMINEM, is Latin for to the man. An ad hominem fallacy is a personal attack used as an argument against someone's position or case. It's not a valid argument and can cause trouble in 3 ways. First of all, it distracts people from the actual argument. Instead of discussing manners, you discuss the fact that the presenter lacks manners, which is off topic. Secondly, it doesn't solve the problem. The one who wants you to have amazing etiquette doesn't live up to his own words. So what? Pointing that out doesn't make you a better person. Nothing's accomplished. Basically, it's a lose-lose situation if you say anything or even think in such an unhealthy mindset. The third way an ad hominem fallacy is bad is because it's an insult to the person that can easily lead to useless quarreling or even fighting, which is never beneficial to anyone. Clearly, it's a harmful thing to use an ad hominem fallacy, but sadly, people don't bring this issue to the attention it deserves. What's even worse is the fact that there are different types of ad hominem fallacies. Without understanding and recognizing all 4 types, it is still highly likely that you will unknowingly use ad hominem attacks even though you know what they are. The first type is the abusive ad hominem attack. In the simplest sense, it is a personal insult. These roommates shall demonstrate. Joe, it's your day to wash the dishes. Sheesh, Bob, but you're the dumb one who failed pre-algebra. Joe is insulting Bob with an abusive ad hominem attack, which does not address the problem at all. This type is the most likely to cause unnecessary conflict. The second type is the circumstantial ad hominem attack. It is when one attacks somebody's circumstances trying to invalidate an argument. Joe, you should go outside and take a walk because it's good for your health. But you don't like me, and you're saying that just to kick me out. It does not matter if Bob's true purpose is to make Joe leave, because his circumstances do not influence the verity or falsity of his argument. The third type is the tu quoque ad hominem attack. Tu quoque means you also in Latin, and refers to the accusation of someone as a hypocrite. Joe, you should read more books, it makes you smarter. Why should I read? Haven't seen you read a single book since the start of last semester. Bob may be a hypocrite, but what he says is not wrong because of what he does. Yeah, Joe, do as I say, not as I do. Remember that. The fourth type is the guilt by association ad hominem attack. It is when one tries to invalidate an argument by comparing the argument to an offender. Joe, geometry is harder than algebra because it requires you to think spatially.
But Arthur MacArthur also believed that way, and he's in prison for murder. Do you really want to be a criminal like him?
Joe's attack compares Bob to a criminal by saying that they share the same argument. Not only is this an insult, but it is completely off topic. Even if Bob were a criminal, his status doesn't affect his argument. Notice that ad hominem reasoning is to be avoided when it is a fallacy. However, it is not always fallacious. According to Canadian author Doug Walton, ad hominem reasoning is acceptable when a person who is making a testimony has poor credibility. When one is making a logical argument, ad hominem reasoning is fallacious, as we've learned. But when one claims something to be factual and could highly likely be lying, then attacking the person by pointing out his poor credibility is essential to understanding the truth. This is the only case where ad hominem reasoning is relevant. But when it's not, that is when it is a fallacy, you must know how to avoid it. Simply refrain from attacking the person who makes an argument, and when someone attacks you, bring them back on track by only discussing the problem at hand. Whenever you're unsure if you're being fallacious, ask this: so what? Does what I have to say actually matter to the discussion? Does it solve the problem? And if the answer is no, then don't say anything. But always remember this: humans are all imperfect, and that fact does not invalidate everything we say.